Hello and happy second week of class. This week I greatly appreciated our readings and our videos as they reminded me of some things I needed to be a little bit more conscious of, as well as added new things to my toolbox. Starting first with the article, The Craft of Memo Writing. We know that it's best to influence people through three different ways. One is writing, speaking, and sending symbiotic signals. Well, for me in my current part of my career, writing seems to be the most influential, the one that I go to the most, as most information is either put in an email or put in a memo. Often I feel like people really don't take too much action until they see things actually in writing. So for me, the greatest way to influence others is through writings. Therefore, I thought it was important to be reminded that the first sentence is super important when we're writing our literature reviews. Simply as we remind our high school students that the first sentence is your hook, it is what captivates your audience to get them into your readings, we have to remember that at the grad level as well. Doing a literature review, with literature reviews, there are a few things that I do remember, like the purpose of it, its benefits. But what I really appreciated from the article was the nuts and bolts section, where the author talked about a few things that kind of helped me put into perspective of what my literature reviews will look like during this semester, and the things that I need to ensure that I place into them. So first is being clear on if the work is concerned with theory or another objective. Secondly, looking at the different conclusions based on the questions in which are asked by the authors of the articles. Third is summarizing the main argument. So I did like how the author put in the three different categories. One is, what does the articles that you're reading have in common? What are some things that they disagree about? And the third and last one is, what did the articles overlook or totally ignore? The citation video was really great. I appreciated Dr. Schultz about the good rule of thumb. And looking back at some of my own writings, I may have made that mistake by misquoting an article. Reading an article that cites another person's work, I've cited the article that I read instead of really citing the work in which the person said that, or adding those multiple citations. I'm sorry. So I have to be a little bit more conscious of that when doing our literature reviews to make sure that I'm giving the right credit to the right author. Plagiarism is really big, and at this grad level, it's something that we definitely need to be aware of. And a lot of people do make that mistake because they don't know or misunderstood what plagiarism is. So I appreciate the video to remind us of what plagiarism is and how we can avoid it. The Turnitin tool is going to be a great help. I just want to know a little bit more about how Turnitin works. Do we get to see our writings before we turn it in, or is it just something that once you turn it in, it highlights and lets you know what was plagiarized? So I'm gonna look and Google some more information about that. And that summarized what I learned this week.